We're going to try something just a little bit different today, aren't we? I got this piece of plum from Dave at Calmwood Creations when I visited him at his home in Oregon, oh gosh, 3 years ago, Dave? Maybe 4 years ago. Been a while. And Dave gave me this, and I didn't really want it, but you know, I was being polite, so here it is. And it's been sitting here just about at my feet ever since. And I've looked at it many, many times, but it's not my typical turning, obviously. But you know what? It's a piece of plum. It's silly to let it go to waste. Dave turned it when it was wet, and he left the walls thick so that it could warp and do whatever it wanted to do as it dried. And maybe you can see that it has elongated some. So all I'm going to do is return it. Oh yeah, you can see the warp there, I think. I can. I'm just going to return it in the same basic shape that Dave has and then try and get a real nice finish on it. I just don't get to do this kind of thing hardly ever. I think it'll be fun to do. I don't know if it'll be fun to watch. You'll have to tell me that part. I'll take you through the steps of how I'm going to return this piece of plum from Dave at Calmwood Creations. Thanks, Dave. Now, I think this is about my second time ever returning a bowl that had been rough turned when it was wet. So I'm no expert at this. I'm just gonna show you what I do. You could put a drive center in here, like a 4-prong drive center or something, and drive it that way. Because I'm gonna follow the same shape, there's not gonna be a lot of stress on the piece. I'm just gonna use my chuck with a piece of non-slip cloth on it and just go like that. And we'll just drive it with friction. I think that'll work okay. And Dave left the center there, so we know we can just drive right into that. And the idea here is just to true it up, not to change it a lot. Take the warp out of it. We have to true up the tenon as well. But Dave left everything oversized. I think the walls are about 5/8 inch thick, and the tenon is larger than it needs to be, so we've got some working room. If you do this a lot, you probably do it differently than I do. I don't know. Now you can see it's kind of running all screw wacky, but we should be able to get a pretty high speed. Now we'll start there about 1,000 RPM, and I'm going to start with the 5/8 inch bowl gouge. Mask and face shield on. Boy, this is just so different. I don't even know how to proceed, but we'll figure it out. So far so good. I'm going to raise my tool rest and use this diamond point tool to square up the sides of the tenon. And that's good. Now we'll move over here to the side and true that up. Oh yeah, see? Now you can see a little figure coming out in the wood. Been hiding under the drying process. Well, there's something I didn't think of. My cloth is flopping around out here. I might end up cutting it on accident. See how it goes. switch to the scraper. Yep. All right, time for sanding. I'm starting at 120 grit, and I'm peeling off my disc because I can't get in here because the tailstock's in the way. So I'm just going to sand it like that. So I've got the lathe spinning in reverse at 350. I'll work up through 400 grit and I'll bring it back and we'll put some probably sanding sealer on there. See you in a bit. Well, this is so smooth. I guess I say that a lot. But with a piece like this, it's obvious, I guess. So easy to sand. So easy to turn, no bumping around. And there is some nice grain in here. We'll see it after it's all polished up when we're done. Well, I think maybe on my last video I mentioned it's supposed to be 70 by the weekend. I don't know if that was the last weekend or last video. I think so. Anyway, it is the weekend. It's Sunday. And yes, it's 70 degrees, 71 as a matter of fact. And Curly Cat's outside. He turns into kind of a homebody when it's cold. But I haven't got him to go inside today at all. Probably even want to spend the night outside. What do you think? I love that part, of course, don't I? And this up here. So that's the first of 2 coats of sanding sealer, shellac-based sanding sealer. Then I'll put 2 coats of shellac over that, and I'll bring you back. It'll be tomorrow when I bring you back, and we will turn around and work on the inside. Hope I didn't make that tenon too small. I didn't. It's okay. See you tomorrow. I've turned the piece around and have the tenon mounted up in the chuck. I got a beautiful, smooth, glass smooth finish on the outside here. That's so unusual for me. I love it. On a piece like this, I love it. I'm going to start by beveling this edge. Dave has already done that. This is a nice little feature that he adds to a lot of his bowls. I'm not sure the camera's showing it, but it's higher here than it is out here. So it bevels towards the outside, down towards the outside. And I just want to clean that up a little bit and then we'll get to work on the inside. We're going to be turning at about 1800 RPM, 5/8 inch bowl gouge, mask and face shield on. There was a little divot that I wanted to get rid of, and I guess I did. Okay. There was a knot here. Oh yeah, look at that. Came right out of there. Well, I actually kind of like it anyway. Yeah, that adds a natural feature to it, I guess. Sure did go flying, I can tell you that. It's amazing how the grain shows when you get a little bit of a cleaner cut, although that's not the best cut yet. I think I'll come over here a little bit. I think that's just about the right thickness, about 3/8 of an inch. Probably have to raise my tool rest a little. Okay, kind of cool, this little bit of purple showing through there. Remember, this is plum wood. Okay, well, I hope you like this. I love it. I didn't intend for it to fall out of there, but it just adds a little something extra. Yeah, okay, time for sanding. I'm just cleaning up the sharp parts of this knot because I don't want it to hurt anyone. And I think that'll do it. Now I'm going to fire up my drill and we'll spin the piece at about 350 RPM. I'm starting at 120 grit just like I did on the outside. And I'll show you what that looks like as soon as I get my mask on. Easy peasy. I'm going to go ahead and put the finish on the inside. You saw me do it on the outside. So I'll get that on there and I'll bring you back and we'll take the tenon off. See you in a bit. I've got a nice finish inside and out on this piece. I've mounted a block of wood up in my chuck. I'm going to put a non-slip cloth over that and bring up the bowl and bring up my tailstock. I still have that center point there, kinda, so I can drive my live center into that. Apply a little pressure, bring up the tool rest. We'll spin the piece up, see if it's running true. It's not. I think that's because this center here is kind of screw wacky. But we can make do with it, I'm pretty sure. Turn the speed up to about 600 RPM. I'm going to take a 3/8 inch bowl gouge and commence to removing that tenon. I need to get up a little closer and a little bit higher with my tool rest. And I need to remove almost all of that tenon. I don't usually, but because of the way we started out here, I don't think we have clearance yet. We do not. See, it's hitting here before it hits the base. So I gotta take more of that away. Just barely. Well, maybe not even. Not quite yet. Okay, now we do. Now I'm going to turn the speed down to about 400 RPM and I'm going to switch to a swept back bowl gouge so that I can get in there closer. Now that's really small. I'm going to turn it down to about 200 RPM, and I'm going to apply the bevel of the gouge against the bottom of the bowl. Pressure towards the headstock. Right hand on the gouge, left hand on the switch. And when the little nub stops turning, we'll know we're through. Now I'm just going to take this over here to the workbench, sand that up, sand it, get it finished, and I'll be right back. Well, that was quick and easy. It was more than half done for me, wasn't it? Well, here it is. One Plum bowl, returned bowl in the books. It's got a real nice finish on it. I'm so glad that knot popped out of there. I didn't expect it to, but it's just, to me, it's one of the best parts. And then these purple features in there. That's kind of cool. And on the inside as well. And then you see Dave's beveled edge. You see that? How it bevels out and down. That's a real nice detail. I learned that from Dave. It doesn't work on most of what I turn because the edges are normally so uneven, but it sure works on something like this. I just really like it. It's a small thing, but it's so valuable. Just a nice little touch, an artist's touch. Anyway, it's a beautiful bowl. I can't take a whole lot of credit. All I did was screw it up and took off the tenon. That's about it. I don't have much more to say about it. Make a great popcorn bowl for a little kid, I guess, or whatever. Nice utility bowl. Good looking utility bowl. Anyway, hope you liked it. It was a fun video to do. Thank you, Dave from Calmwood Creations, for sending this along for all to enjoy. If you like this video, thumbs up please. I'd sure appreciate it. And I really appreciate you taking some of your time to spend with me today. I look forward to your comments on this video. So for now, this is Phil, Shady Acres Woodshop, signing off.